Okay. And I thought he'd clean this thing up because he's an outsider, claims he wants to get this country back on track, and he's the only one to talk about the 19,400 billion public blood debt. And that we have to control that debt. I'm getting off the subject. Where the hell's Rachel? Get the bathroom. God damn it. Mary, could you go in and ask Rachel to get her ass out of here? Please. What was I just talking about?
Forget Hillary's emails.
Oh, I was saying that Donald Trump was the only guy who talked about this debt that we have. Nobody knows about it, but it's there. Every American owes over $60,000, and including every one of you. And
Wow.
you don't even know it. All done by Congress without our consent.
That's crazy.
And the fact is that this document will go into it in a minute. Right now we're paying $427 billion interest on that debt. Now, one thing they did after 9/11, in order to get people to stop wondering about how these 110-story buildings came down in 10 seconds by guys who lived in caves, seeking paradise and 72 virgins, whatever they did. Oh, there's my lunch. The first thing they did to get people to not remember 9/11 and 3,000 murders, people that were killed, attacked by foreign terrorists, as it was all billed to the average idiot. In order to get people occupied, they reduced interest rates. The Federal Reserve, which is a private corporation under George Bush, and Martial Law 107.243, authority to use force as each may be necessary, he ordered them to reduce interest rates, and first thing you know, car boom. Everybody's buying new cars, low interest, buying new houses, low interest rates. Putting their people to work, building houses. So my daughter has a house in Petaluma. She got caught up in there. And in 2008, that bubble burst. And then we had to fund, we the people funded stimulus money, $1 trillion worth of stimulus money to keep the banks from going bankrupt. Again, we're paying for that. To this day, we've got to pay that money back. And who are our biggest creditors?
China.
Communist China and Japan. Now, at the current rates, 2.4% is the average interest rate on that $19,400 billion loan, which comes up to $427 billion a year. But if those interest rates went up to 6%, which is what you have to have, I mean, who the hell's going to put money in a bank when you can only get 2.5%? if you have money, you're going to invest it in the stock market. It's going sky high. You're going to do it, but you're not going to put it in the bank. So the banks don't have money to loan. And so there's no growth. It's stuck. But in order to get it going again, you got to let interest rates rise to 6%. And as soon as you do that, instead of our income today being 14% to retire that debt, 14% of what this country generates, 14% of that money goes to pay the debts. It will be 35%, 40%. And there is no way this country can survive that. No way at all. In fact, I'll tell you something else you perhaps don't realize, that the United States of America is the only entity in the world that can operate in a deficit. The County of Sonoma, City of Sebastopol, State of California, all have to have a balanced budget every year. The United States government, oh my God, it's terrible. They plan to spend $600 billion each year, more than they know they're going to take in. It's planned, and that public debt goes up $2.3 million a day. $2.3 million a day. And it's going to destroy this country. There's just no way it can survive that. I'm sorry I'm getting off the track, but this is part of the, I don't know how I got on that. Anyway, that's why I was hoping Donald Trump, you know, I don't care what other problems he has, but he's going to at least he talks about the public debt. Well, but that was all shot down Friday when he endorsed Paul Ryan and John McCain, who are traitors.
Oh, I believe that.
Yeah. So Donald Trump knows that Joe Biden, all these people, 2,749 unplanned New York murders on 9/11, and thousands of mesothelioma dying victims concealing Charles Schumer. These asbestos towers, that's, as I said, that's all asbestos dust. And the Port of New York and Pennsylvania have been trying for years to demolish these buildings, to rebuild them, as I said, to reestablish their financing and to get full depreciation, all this and that. But they could not get demolition permits from the City of New York. The Port of New York and the Port of New Jersey, could not get permits
Why
to
not?
demolish these buildings.
Why not?
Until they took the asbestos out. To prevent just what you see there, asbestos dust.
It was too late.
And as a result of that asbestos dust, there are thousands of people a day dying from mesothelioma. And if you turn the television on, every night there's an advertisement. Oh, if you have somebody who has mesothelioma from being around asbestos, there's a $30 billion fund set up. So please talk to these attorneys, and they'll buy you off and let you die, but you'll be a little bit richer. Because there's no way that once you get that mesothelioma going in your body, that's it, you're going to die. And we're just seeing the beginning of that. And Rachel Maddow covered that up, saying these people died, these first responders and the people in the street of New York died from, she said something about
jet fuel.
The fumes from the jet fuel.
Oh, God.
Couldn't believe it. Just broke my heart to hear her say that. Okay. All breath of fresh air Donald has to do to get his presidential campaign back on track and our 19,000 billion congressionally bankrupt democracy back on track is to tell the truth about, hey, 9/11 and stop the lie that Al-Qaeda killed nearly 3,000 Americans on 9/11, quoting an unaffordable former constitutionalist President Obama scam. He said that as recently as last December. I have it on record that Al-Qaeda killed nearly 3,000 Americans on 9/11. B, the truth about the United States mass murder and world terrorism, and Hoover Institute advised and CIA promoted unconstitutional wars because of choice, no necessity. C, our $12,000 billion of blood debt created by, total debt is 19. It was 6 trillion, 6,000 billion on 9/11. Today it's 19.4, so it has tripled, ladies and gentlemen, in the last 15 years. It took 216 years to get to 6 billion. That's the kind of trouble we're in here. And in the last 14 years, it's tripled. Has to be paid. Our $12,000 billion of blood debt created by treasonous Congresses, by 8 treasonous Congresses, that not one of we the progressive trade people have ever approved one dime of, and I guess I'd say, and of which, to be correct, right, Mary? Of which, we the progressive trade people have never approved one dime. And D, maintaining more United States mass murder and world terrorism for organized crime, population management, and fascist gain under martial law 107.243. Otherwise, Donald Trump and his powerful family are history. And so are we the progressively trade people.
Wow.
Donald Trump, has anybody ever seen his family on television? He's got 2 beautiful daughters. One isn't
No, I haven't.
helping. What's that?
I never saw his own.
But the one who speaks out, she is just incredible. I mean, she is just,
Smart and beautiful.
oh, smart, beautiful, and powerful.
Yeah.
And so's the other one, but for some reason there's something going on that we don't ever talk about. She showed up originally when we first started running. She's more of a hippie kid. And his sons, they're not nearly as impressive as the women. And his wife, she's a gorgeous woman. She has,
Oh, yeah.
she's a woman who just makes her own way any way she wants. It's that simple. She's with him, so he must have something going for him. Okay. So that's that document, which we'll be sending off to Mr. To always send this off to all members of Congress, all offices, and to Donald Trump and the media, hopefully to get him to be aware of the huge mistake he's made. And not only that, but to tie him on to him. And he's doing it for some reason. Somebody's bought him off. Somebody has done something
Yeah.
to get him to join the club.
Sad.
Pardon me?
Sad.
You bet. Tragic.
Yeah.
Mary and I could hardly speak when we heard that Friday night. Okay, now, the next one is, what should we do first, Mary? Yeah, let's do Hillary's damn emails. We have this up in here, it's called Forget Hillary's Damn Emails. See Mike Pence, Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, John McCain, the mass murderers and lying traitors. Can you start reading this, Rich, or Chris, please?
Get Hillary's damn email. She, Mike Pence, Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell,
Now,
John-
Chris, you gotta say that, please, you're gonna be talking to the Board of Supervisors, so you forget Hillary's damn emails. Say it nice and clear. Try it again.
Forget Hillary's damn emails.
Good.
She, Mike Pence, Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, and John McCain are mass murderers and lying traitors.
Okay, there's a quotation after nails, which I have crossed out. Doesn't belong there. Keep going.
On October 16th, 2002, they and 369 other world terrorizing traitors, including 2,982 unplanned 9/11 murders causing President George W. Bush, authorized the slaughter of 880,000 Muslims and 4,823 Americans, including Captain Stephen Conley.
Whoops, that's not the right name. The human is wrong. I'll get it correct. It's Humander or something like that. Amazing. That's my computer does that. Might have to help.
Under Strike First Martial Law 107.243, which triggered ISIL.
Okay, now when you're making this public comment, whenever you see anything in bold, you say it's slow and clear and big and loud. Anything you see anything in italics, you say it clearly. These are critical words to this document. Okay, go ahead, please.
At the, what is that, DNC?
Yeah, the Democratic National Convention.
Our cease further contact, public servant Jared Huffman.
He's our representative. His office is down in San Rafael.